Hey there, this is Mr. Icarus, and welcome to yet another episode of Icarus Plays Enter the Gungeon. Now, you might recall in episode 1, I mentioned we were going to be starting off with a vanilla save file, and I've kind of decided to throw that idea out the window because I thought it was a little bit boring, to be perfectly honest. I had the idea that it'd be a lot more fun to do these playthroughs with a much bigger stable of unlocks, so here we are. And hopefully we'll actually be able to run into some of those more interesting and fun unlocks as we progress through this particular playthrough. I've got my fingers crossed. Hopefully we make it pretty far. Hopefully we get some really cool, badass stuff. And for the purposes of this playthrough, we have chose the Marine. As much as I enjoy playing as the pilot with his wonderful shop discount, I find the Marine pretty handy because he has a little bit of extra armor to begin with. He's a lot more accurate than most of the other characters, and I've already lost my armor. Is that a fairy? Is that the friggin' fairy from Zelda that I just killed? Wow, that completely threw me off. But anyway, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted by a gun-wielding fairy? I think I was talking about the perks of the Marine, I'm pretty sure. But you also have access to a supply marker, and that's for calling in extra ammunition for any of the extra guns that you pick up. You don't really need it for your default gun because it has infinite ammo to begin with, but it's a pretty damn useful item, especially if you're running with some particularly powerful armaments that you really want to keep topped up before boss battles and such. And to that end, I really hope I run into some big red chests, because those tend to have really great high-tier items in them, and to pick one up at this early stage would be absolutely fantastic. Ask and ye shall receive! What have we got? What is that? Is that tofu? Spice! Oh god, a Dune reference. I never expected to see one of those in Enter the Gungeon. Oh, I have no idea what this does. It's an item, not a gun, but it's a pretty tantalizing item all the same. I'm not sure whether I should use this. I might save this for a special occasion, just in case. Just in case it might get me out of a tricky jam. And to be honest, if I end up in a tricky jam in the first stage, in the first chamber, then I've probably done something extremely wrong, because ideally, I shouldn't be taking any damage at all during the course of this opening stage. It really is Babby's first chamber, and oh jeez, that was close. It is pretty much the litmus test for how well you're gonna do for the rest of a particular run, and from the looks of it so far, I'm probably not gonna get all that far. It was that damn fairy. It just threw me off my game. Lost my focus, but you know what, screw it. We're gonna use the spice. What did it do? What did it do? Oh, I got an extra heart container. Wow. Okay. So that was rather beneficial for us. Unfortunately, we do need to fill up that extra heart container, considering we took damage from that goddamn fairy earlier, but things are looking up ever so slightly. It'd be nice if I actually found a gun, because the default is okay and everything. You can easily get through the first chamber just relying on the default gun of most characters, but ideally you really do want to have some kind of alternative option to switch to before you get to Chamber 2. And these big guys, they may look intimidating, and they do take quite a lot of bullets to take down, but when you figure them out, when you realize that a lot of their attacks are really heavily telegraphed, it becomes much more of a cakewalk. Spellbooks, though. I still get tripped up by spellbooks, because they have a few variations of attack. And they do tend to be paired quite often with shotgun shellkin, whatever you want to call them. Which does make for an occasionally confusing sequence of bullet spray patterns. Oh man, those damn chandeliers. As much fun as it is to drop them on enemies, it's just as likely that an enemy could drop one on you, so you've really got to keep an eye out for those. But we've still managed to hold on to our extra bit of health from the spice, which is nice. And we've got a gun! Oh yeah, we got the Crestfaller. I love this one. This one's a really nice ice-based weapon. It does a fair amount of damage from its shots, but it also has the added benefit of freezing enemies and slowing them down. I'll demonstrate in the big guy in the middle, and the goons around the edges. But as you can see, it's just frozen the big guy solid. They do eventually thaw, but you can just freeze them back up again, and it neutralizes potentially tricky problems, which is absolutely fantastic. But you know what? That's not even the best thing about this weapon. The best thing about the Crestfaller is that it slows down boss characters as well. And I can't begin to tell you how many times that particular feature has saved my bacon. And I think we're not far off a boss room. We've explored a fair amount of this chamber now, so we should be running into one soon. Hey! My boss senses once again are proven correct. And we're just going to check the old shop, just in case there's any extra goodies we want to purchase. I don't know, I feel like saving my money. I feel like seeing what's going to be available in the next chamber, but here we go! Triggered! It's the Trigger Twins. And these are quite possibly one of the easiest characters that you can come up against in the first chamber for a boss fight, so I'm pretty grateful for that. And I'm even more grateful for this goddamn gun, because as you can see, the bad twin is just... he's stuck. He can't do crap to me. And we're going to whittle down the bad twin the most, I think, because his life bar is already the lower out of the two. And once we get rid of the bad twin, the other twin will become enraged and will start firing bullet patterns in a bit more of a speedy and erratic pattern. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for that, but we're doing good so far. Not taking any hits, and I really, really want to earn that mastery bullet. Got one twin left. Come on, we can do this. I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. I've got my focus hat back on again. That goddamn fairy couldn't take it away from me for long. We can do this. No screw-ups. It's always the last part where I screw it up. Yes! We've done it. We've earned the mastery round. And you know why I like the mastery round so much? Because on top of the spice, this gives us an extra heart container. And we also have the Luxin cannon, which is crystal laser goodness. But yeah, that's the first chamber done and dusted. We've got some sweet guns. On to Gungeon proper. Right, it's time to wreck some faces with the Luxin cannon. And the Luxin cannon does a really good job of that. I've got to try and get out of the habit of reloading the weapon early though, because if you let the clip run all the way down the magazine, sorry for all you gun nuts out there, if you let the magazine run down to the bottom, it actually fires a big old crystal chunk like that off the end of it, and it does a fair bit of damage. A bit of extra shrapnel for good measure. I think I'm still trying to get over the fact that I've got 5 heart containers right now. That's kind of unprecedented in the history of my Gungeon runs. Usually I've had maybe at most 3 hearts and a few bits of armor to keep me safe, but this means I've got a lot more leeway to make a few stupid mistakes, because if you'll recall, those hearts count for 2 hits. So essentially I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hits that I can take before I eat dirt. I mean, at the very least, I want to reach Chamber 4. That's my personal goal. That's my personal achievement. If we can make it that far at the very least, then I'll be happy with my performance so far. But it's all about incremental improvements. Rome wasn't built in a day and all that, and you can't just master a game first time through. But if you can do that, first of all, screw you. You're some kind of video game savant. And secondly, teach me. How good does Doctor Strange look, by the way? Just to go off on a complete tangent, it's that line at the end of the trailer, teach me, after he's had a big old psychedelic Inception-style freakout. That looks so cool. I mean, I've never read a single issue of Doctor Strange in my life, but I really like the idea of the character. I watch a lot of Venture Brothers, and I know that the character of Dr. Orpheus is directly inspired by him, and I've got a lot of love for that character. I just hope they pull the strangeness, so to speak, off well in that particular film. But you know what? Marvel have done a really friggin' fantastic job with their superhero movies. Very excited for Civil War, which should be out very, very soon. And oh god, I'm gonna have to focus here. No more movie talk. We're gonna have to do a bit of platforming. Yeah, we're okay. We're good. We're fine. Oh, jeez. You know, at the last second, when you regret a decision, I nearly had that with that leap. I was thinking at the back of my mind, that's a bit of a big jump. Maybe we're not gonna make it, but we did. We're okay. But you, do I have any items for you? Nah, I don't really have any trash in the inventory. But I do have a lot of bullet casings, and you know what? I fancy a new gun. Yeah. We are totally taking advantage of Shade's revolver. This is actually a reasonably powerful weapon. And actually, can I use my mastery round on the altar? No. I've still not quite figured out what to do with that. Actually, come to think of it, maybe it's this thing. Maybe it's the Prime Primer. And I've just spent the money that I could have potentially spent on that instead, but... yeah, I'd rather have a weapon. And let's face it, being able to shoot things in the face more effectively trumps solving some weird side mystery every time. And this is still only Chamber 2. We've got a long road ahead of us. And I'm going to make sure I hang on to every possible advantage I can. That said, though, I don't want too many weapons because it starts to get a bit tough to cycle through them. Is that more spice? One more couldn't hurt. Oh god, that sounds ominous. Now I'm really conflicted. Should I just dump it? Should I give it to the little green man in the shop room, or should I hang on to it? Oh. I'm just gonna let it sit there in my periphery, taunting me, waiting until my weakest moment. Ah, Lead Maiden. I was wondering when I was going to run into another one of these. I've had a lot more practice. As you can tell, I'm no longer getting hit in the face by its projectiles. But the difference a great weapon makes is ridiculous in Enter the Gungeon. Sure, you could get quite far with basic low-tier weapons, but it does make the game a heck of a lot easier when you've got stuff that provides you with pretty great firepower and pretty great damage at the same time. Another chest, good grief. I'm swimming in them, but I know there's no more keys to be had. I'm thinking, sod it. Let's go for the boss. We've got good weapons, we've got a bit of extra mystery spice, and it's the Beholster. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I'm a bit 50-50 with this boss. There's a few combinations of attacks that it does that really screw me over. The laser eye I can deal with. It's the homing missiles that screw me up, and it's usually dependent on what weapon I'm holding at the time. If it's a weapon that has a pretty big wind-up before it fires, I just die. But we're doing okay. Shade's revolver is serving us well, and yeah, we just need to settle into that dodge rhythm. We've got to watch out for those little extra mini beholsters that it spawns as well. They can be an interesting fly in the ointment. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. The Shade's revolver is taking big chunks out of that life bar. I'm feeling good. I'm not even expecting to get a mastery bullet here, but I would be over the moon if I managed to do it twice in a row. And oh, that was my last blank. Ah, nearly there. A few more bullets. Oh yes! Eat it! This is now officially my best run ever. Sorry I killed your dad. But, God, that was pretty dark. Even for me. But yeah, we've got another mastery bullet, and you know what that means? Oh yeah! An extra heart container, 2 extra bits of armor. We are walking badasses right now. So yeah, that's how you get through Gungeon. You have to get good. Right, let's see what Chamber 3 has in store for us. But we're pretty well equipped to handle it. Oh, that is a tough-looking chamber. Oh, jeez. Oh, crap. Oh, God, I think the game's realized that we've had too much of a good run. It's throwing all of the awkward crap at us straight off the bat. Is that it? Yeah, that's that room cleared. We're okay. We only lost a little bit of armor. We're okay. We're good. I think the appropriate quote to use here would be from seminal action masterpiece Bad Boys 2. Shit just got real, yo. But this is the tipping point. This is the chamber that killed me last time, and it wasn't an enemy, unless you can call the edge of a platform an enemy. So, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen this time. And one of the things that I really like about Enter the Gungeon, and most roguelike style, or roguelite even, games in general, is the learning process. The act of replaying and going through the same chambers over and over and over means that you gain a much better knowledge of what attacks enemies will do, and you're never the same player as you were the round before. Because now I am just dancing through these bullets, and this enemy terrified me first time around. Now it's no biggie. It's no big problem. In fact, it's an enemy that you can use to your advantage with its hat, especially, because if you knock it down, I'm going to try and do it with this one, actually, and enemies spawn around it, or it's in the vicinity of a few enemies, it can take them out for you. So there's a little bit of strategy that you can use with that one. You can draw other enemies in, get the totem down to its hat, and then, here we go, boom, takes out a few bulletkin. But not the big angry mushroom, which is now dead, so that's okay. Everything's fine. I've unfortunately run out of ammo for my Tommy gun. Hopefully we can replenish that soon, because the Tommy gun is pretty goddamn badass. And these little guys can be deceptively annoying, especially when they're buried in the ground. Ooh, we've got a kingly wager. So we need to get through the next room without taking damage. We'll win an extra 21 shells, or shell casings, and possibly an item, which we'll get from his manservant if we're lucky. But I'm feeling confident about this particular challenge. This room doesn't seem like it's populated with... Oh, yeah, that was it. And we got ammo! Fantastic! Let's go refill our blessed Tommy gun. Just need to cycle through. I always press the wrong button. I end up cycling through my items instead of my guns. Let's see what we're gonna get. That's right. Pay up. Make it blingin'. Oh. Smoke bomb? I'd rather hang on to the spice, to be honest. Even if I'm trepidatious about eating another one. It's a great word, by the way. Trepidatious. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. And another weapon! Oh my god, my luck stat, if that's a stat at all, must be off the charts right now. Because the silencer is a pretty goddamn great weapon as well. But aside from that, this room, I don't know if I've explained what this room is before, but you're supposed to hop between these carts, which are on invisible tracks. It's a little bit of a minor puzzle, but it's pretty much the same each time. And you have to reach a platform at the back to pick up an item, which I'm not entirely sure what it does yet. That seems to be a bit of a running theme. There's a lot of stuff in Gungeon that I just have absolutely no clue about so far. Hell, I haven't even reached the bottom of the bloody Gungeon yet. And alright, let's see what the note says. Call me a loser this time. Lovely. No, I'm going to figure out how to kill that rat. There's a rat that steals your items when you leave them in rooms every now and again. And look at that. Look at that. I friggin' love this weapon. I'm still actually trying to figure out what it fires. I just assumed it was deadly feathers, but they don't look like feathers on the ground there. A little bit of a conundrum. But one day I'll kill a bloody rat with it as well. And that's more spice! I now have two. The game is taunting me with this stuff. This is a thing. This is a thing, isn't it? It wants me to take the plunge. But, it's in the case. It's in the glass case. Sod it, I'm getting armor. Armor is better than spice. Actually, sod it. I'm gonna try it. It gave me an extra heart and it cursed me. Okay, so that's the catch. To be honest, that's not a bad price to pay. I'm just wondering if I can keep doing it now, but I'm thinking this game knows me. It's gonna try and screw me over one way or another, but I'm just looking at those hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hearts and 3 armor points. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got a real shot here. We have got a genuine shot of getting to the end of this bloody game. We've got to be careful with those little bits of boiling liquid. I assume it's lava. If we cross over that, it'll do a little bit of damage to us over time. It doesn't do instant damage. You have to be stood on it for a few seconds for it to knock a bit of heart from you. But we're not going to do that. I just realized I completely glossed over the fact that eating extra spice cursed me a bit. But curse is a mechanic in Gungeon where if you have or consume too many cursed items, bad things will happen. I'm not entirely sure what the bad things are, because I don't think I've lived long enough to encounter them, but damn, no keys. Ah well, can't unlock the gate, no biggie. I guess we'll just carry on with our lives with our overwhelming amount of badass weaponry. I still can't get over the sheer amount of health that we've got, because, as you remember, those count for 2 hits each, those hearts. The armor shards only count for 1, and it's a pretty liberating feeling. It's the leeway to make a lot of dumb mistakes when you come up against something that you've not had a lot of experience with. And another bloody chest. We've got no keys though. I'm pretty sure we're not going to run into any more keys for the duration of this chamber, so best we can do is seek out the boss room, because I am really eager to bring it right now. I think there's two possible bosses for this chamber. There's the Cannon Balrog, which is a terrifying rolling cannonball of death, and the Treadnought, which is a tank. I'd rather go up against the tank. The tank isn't as scary as the Cannon Balrog. Oh, and this is the room that killed me last time. Let's not do that, shall we? I don't think that's even possible with the sheer amount of health and armor that we've got right now. It was that middle platform that screwed me up. It's the perspective. I just didn't expect to be able to drop off the bottom of it. But we've got, ooh, another room up here. We still haven't run into the boss room yet, so I'm hoping this is the one. Hey, there we go. We've still got a few rooms we haven't explored, but I'm feeling cavalier. The only thing I need to decide is what weapon we're gonna wreck face with. Choices. We're gonna kill it with a pillow, whatever it's gonna be. Oh, it's the Treadnought. I was gonna say Treadmaster. I'm just getting too excited. My words are just mangling in my brain, but as long as we keep moving, we should be okay. We've got to stick to this cover while we can, because the tank can blast it away, and we've got to watch out for these tiny little bulletkin dudes, which the tank can fire out. And thankfully, the silencer can actually stun those guys. Unfortunately, the silencer can't stun the tank. That would be absolutely fantastic if it could, but we've got to take our advantages while we can. To be honest, this is actually feeling a hell of a lot more manageable than previous encounters with this particular boss. But then again, we're not even down to the halfway point on the health bar yet. I typically find the bosses tend to switch it up a little bit when you get them down to half the health bar, so yeah, we're going to switch over to try something different. The Luxon Cannon should do the job. It doesn't do quite as much damage as I'd like, but the fire rate more than makes up for it. It's chipping away. Actually, no, I'm not feeling this weapon. I think we should switch it over. Need to do more damage than that. Oh, crap. Did I just lose some armor? Damn, I'm not going to be getting that friggin' mastery round. Oh, well. If I can get through this with only losing one armor shard, I will be very happy. That was 2. I'm still happy. I'm still okay. We can still do this. The Tommy gun will be the savior of us all. A few more shots. Yeah! 3 down. 2 to go. And we've still got a bit of extra armor. We've still got 7 heart containers. This is a new item. I don't think I've seen this one before. Armor every floor. So does that mean when I go down to the next chamber, it'll give me some extra armor? Though the aimless knight never needed to reload, even his prodigious skill was not enough to words. Does that mean I don't have to reload either? That would be cool. Probably not, but that would be very, very cool. I'll settle for some extra armor though, but I guess we'll find out when we get down to the next chamber. Oh my god. We're going to chamber 4. Alright. This is the point where I stop making sense, because this is my limit. I've been here before. I don't like it, but I have to go through it. This is the Hollow, and this occasionally happens. The room turns dark and you get chased by zombie bullet casings. It's kind of adorable, but it's also horrible at the same time, because you know this is chamber 4. And there's more spice! Why does this game keep giving me spice? It just wants me to take more of it, doesn't it? I'm just... It's because the caption keeps changing. You want to take those ice blocks out quick, by the way, because if you cross them and they've got a clear line of sight of you, they can just whip across the room and slam into you, and and do a bit of damage. Thankfully, we have more than enough armor and health to tide us over, but I'm anticipating all of that hard-earned health and armor to drain relatively soon, because there is so much stuff down here. What is that? It's disappeared, but what was that? There's a big ghost thing. Was that a consequence of the curse? Is this what spice does to you? Never again. Well, maybe one more time. But I have to be extremely desperate to get to that point. And, oh, I've not seen that one before. And I am not touching it with a 10-foot barge pole. It is a sinister statue, and we do not touch sinister statues when in Chamber 4. And we also make sure that we do those particular rooms extremely carefully. Because I'm pretty sure I died in one of those rooms the first time I got down into the hollow. And we're dealing with zombie casings again. And, ooh, souped up bullet casters. Those guys will whip up a storm. And thankfully, this area has a lot of cover that can absorb those bullets. Oh, that was close. I've also got the advantage of my good old reliable Crestfaller here. Seriously, I probably would be long dead if it wasn't for this weapon being the first drop in this particular run-through. Seriously great streak of luck that I've been having so far. And I've yet to run into some of the more creepy and difficult enemies in the Hollow so far. I'm crossing my fingers that I don't have to. There's an enemy that's like a big giant face that just pukes out bullets left, right, and center, but I'm pretty happy dealing with these guys so far. Seems to be a lot of enemies that can summon other enemies, like this weird genie bullet here. But we're coping, we're getting by, and I still haven't used the spice, so, you know, that's a plus. Oh no, I've run out of Crestfall bloody ammo. Lost a bit of armor. Oh, it's all going wrong. It's all going to hell. It's the Chamber 4 curse, goddammit. I've never actually reached the boss here either, so if I do get to that point, this is going to be extremely interesting for all parties involved. Uncharted territory, as they say. We got skulls. I like being able to take them out before they have a chance to puke up the homing skulls, which I'm sure you can shoot down in either case, but I'd rather take them out before they have a chance. And the genie summons can be tricky. They seem to explode into a circle formation, which ain't ideal. We got one more skull to take out, and hopefully we can dodge this homing round. There we go, it's disappeared. What do we need ammo for? Yep, Crestfaller, baby. Back in action. But every room that I come into now, I'm mentally crossing my fingers. Just hoping that it's not going to be a relentlessly difficult encounter, because that can happen. All it takes is one bad room, and oh my sweet Jesus Christ, another bloody spice cube. So it's becoming a terrible, terrible, terrible temptation. But yeah, as I've mentioned, I'd have to be pretty desperate to use it. There's no reason for me to use it right now because of the sheer amount of health that I've got. Still got an extra bit of armor. I am a bit curious, though, what would happen if I had a really... jeez, there goes the armor. I am curious what would happen, though, if I did have a high curse level, though. I mean, how bad could it possibly get, right? Judging by what I've experienced through my various playthroughs so far, that it could get tricky. And, jeez, where did I lose that? I lost 2! It's the beginning of the end! Abandon all hope! It was bound to happen sooner or later. At least we got ammo. But yeah, hopefully I can find a key, because there's boss room. And hopefully I can find a key, because I did spot the shop earlier, but it was behind a locked grate, which means it's completely impassable. I can't open that, because, again, I don't have any freaking keys. Keys are probably one of the most precious resources in Enter the Gungeon, really. They can be extremely scarce on certain run-throughs, and I think the most irritating run-throughs are when you have a floor, particularly the first floor, full of chests that look like they may have tasty guns in them, and it doesn't put out. It doesn't put out with the keys. How are you supposed to get through the damn game? With you being stingy with your goddamn keys? I mean, sure, you can get through the first 2 chambers or so with default guns if you're really, really trying hard, but it's nowhere near as fun as doing it with the Crestfaller or the Silencer or that one gun that shoots fish out of a barrel. That is a really fun gun. Oh, and we got more armor back, so silver linings. Oh, and a gun muncher, but I think I love all of my guns far too much right now to feed them into the gun muncher, and the chances are it could spit out something completely crap, because you've got to sacrifice 2 guns to get 1 gun back, and you better be damn sure it's a stinker before you throw it in there. Oh, they just keep coming. I hate rooms where you just get like 3 waves of enemies teleporting in. It's like, oh, you done yet? Can we move on? We still don't have any keys, and are we done here? I think we're pretty much nearly done here, unless there's an extra bit at the top of this section. Yep, there's another room that I haven't seen just yet. This could be the one. This could be the one that gives us some goodies. Oh. Oh. It's just a great big spiky void room. And the music's gone really quiet. That's kind of creepy. Screw it. We're going to take the plunge. This is completely uncharted territory, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what I'm going to go up against, but it's going to be tricky. Let's do this. Who are you? Why do you have a gun for a face? It's the High Priest. We're going to die. We're going to die a horrible death. I'm just going to keep firing my gun. I have no idea how I dodged that first attack there. I have no idea what that was, but it's doing that thing I hate the cannon Balrog for. It's making the room dark and just pinging a crap ton of bullets all over the place. It's cheap. It's a scrub tactic. Then again, he's a boss. I don't think he cares all that much about scrub tactics. Ah, there goes another blank. I'm glad I've learned to rely on my blanks ever so slightly more. I used to really miss the opportunity to use them in earlier playthroughs, but I'm really happy that I have this massive buffer of heart pieces as well, because I sure as hell need them. First time with a boss is always the worst. But we're down below halfway health now, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We just have to avoid taking quite so many hits, and it's gone dark again. Ah, great. Let's see if we can dodge it this time. Yep. No. 7 hits remaining. Gotta focus. Gotta focus. Dodged it that time. We're getting better. Our focus hat is working, but we ran out of bullets. Balls. 6 hits. Eat pillow. Eat pillow, you floaty. Dark room having son of a bitch. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be one of these attacks that does it for me. Come on, show yourself. Sorry if I'm going a little quiet here, folks. I am just really trying to keep my eye on my little dude on screen here, because this is the bullet hell tactic. When everything goes loopy, keep your eyes on your guy. Yes! I didn't even realize I'd done it for a second there. Wow, we've actually beaten Chamber 4. I've never done that before. That's fantastic. And we got a little bit of extra armor. Icing on the cake. And the Magnum. I don't know if the Magnum's any good. I've never had it before. Let's try some spice. Ah, bugger. Oh well, it was worth a try. I have no words. I have no words. We're in Chamber 5, the final chamber. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Maybe we can make the best of this. I'm not anticipating much. I'm not expecting much. We've only got 4 hits and 2 armor shards, and I'm okay with this. I am okay with this because I at least get to see what the final stage looks like and experience whatever it has to offer. Let's see if we can discover some strange and irritating enemies. Oh, what? 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 The hell is that? Why am I being targeted by an ethereal hammer? Is this a consequence of the curse? Is that a skeleton with bullet arms? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, this is gonna be my grave. Whoa. Oh, we're good. We're good. I'm doing a good job at dodging that hammer. It does telegraph itself fairly far in advance. You know, it's always the more familiar enemies that catch you off guard. You get complacent, and you end up taking damage from like a shotgun kin. And oh man, yeah. I do not have my I don't have my head screwed on straight enough for this right now. Oh, there we go. There goes some health. There goes another bit. And this is what? Why is there a travelator down here? This place just keeps getting stranger and stranger. I love it. Just hope I can see more of it before my last 2 bits of health disappear. Yeah, no, we're good. Nope, not picking up. I'm not picking it up. Spice can go flow somewhere else. Go back to Dune. Go back to Arrakis. A few of you out there will get that. And you're all wonderful nerds for it. This ain't so bad. Sure, a few of the trap rooms have screwed me over and I've nearly been crushed to death by a giant hammer, but this ain't nothing too out of the ordinary so far. I've said it now, haven't I? The fatal words that invoke death. What are those? Oh, those are weird cubes. Those are bad cubes. I don't like the bad cubes. Bring back the nice cubes that just do the regular attack pattern I'm used to. Oh, I've got 1 hit left. Alright. Let's focus. Let's take the bad cubes down. And... oh well. Oh well. It was a wonderful journey while it lasted. We made it all the way to the Forge. Chamber 5. God damn, I never expected to get that far this early. And we were killed by a revolvenant. I see what they did there. Gotta stick to that gun theme, but hopefully you've enjoyed this probably extremely long video. Feel free to let me know what you thought in the comments below. Any useful tips or tricks are always appreciated. And hopefully I'll see you in the next run. This has been Mr. Icarus. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.